So what exactly happened? Welcome back, friends. Thanks for watching. I hope that you had a great weekend so far. It's Sunday afternoon, only a few hours left until the next week, Monday. Well, so I don't do one-on-one often, but when I do, I try to make them interesting. And this player challenged me. I accepted because his tank was a little bit more powerful than mine on paper, but I still managed to defeat him. So, yes, what happened? Why did I defeat him even though the odds were in his favor? Is it because of the officer pairing? Is it because I had a Vanguard unit versus a Liberty one? Is it because something else? Well, we're going to find out. So, let's talk about officers first. So, you notice that on the first round, he used Steel Fighter as a leader and Spanner as the aide. And you notice that he lasts a little bit longer, whereas he lasts a little bit longer, and that is true, but he didn't deal as much damage because Steel Fighter, she's a great officer. She's really popular, mainly on super heavy and main battle tank, but she lacks offensive power. And you need to be careful when you pick Steel Fighter, guys. I never pick her unless I want to tank a base because I mainly need that extra durability. I want to last as long as possible so the aggro doesn't shift to a howitzer or a BM. So let's see her stats for a second and you'll understand. She got the shield. 2000 for 5 seconds, which is great. When the shield is on, you get basically no damage. On top of it, the shield applies on the base defense. Not as a shield like the new officer, but the damage received by the base is reduced by 30%. Now, her passive skill increase the damage of this officer's troop by 15%. So the only offensive skill she got is 15% of damage, which is not super high, guys. Cladding, blast damage resist of 50%, really useful against artillery. Increased HP of this officer's tanks and helicopters by 15%, and their damage resist by 8%. Again, 15 and 8%. And finally, this one, okay, same, that doesn't change, okay? So she's all defense, all protection. So she doesn't deal much damage. On the second round, my opponent choose Guardian of Truth. Where's Willem? Okay, so this guy, I should make a video about this guy because if you don't have this officer in your lineup and you play a lot of Warpath, you should highly consider him. I know he's not free, but he's definitely worth it if you are a spender. Okay? Now, his skill. He deals 1200 damage, and when he's in charge of a tank, he deals an additional 25%. Next skill, increase damage resist by 15%. Okay, not bad. Increase firepower of this officer by 30%. That's quite high. Not the highest, but it's pretty high. And his passive skill, increase the penetration damage of this officer troop by 40%. If you notice during my one-on-one, I got some penetration shot. Those, when you score them, you deal an additional damage, a damage bonus on your enemy. Okay? And the awaken skill, another 10% of damage resist. So in total, 25%, which is not bad. So he's mainly a tank officer and a solid one on top of it. So first round, he lasts a bit longer. And the second round, when he used Guardian of Truth, I melt him quite easier. So it's not the officer. Well, the officer helped in general, but in that time, the officer didn't do much different. So what else? We talk about officer, we talk about, we will talk about units. So this is my unit. It's a Vanguard 9.1. It's fully modified, so now the next step is to obtain 28 prototype to upgrade to 9.2. If you see right there, I'm fully upgraded to 9.1. All parts are gold plus plus. Of course, all modifications and upgrade. Ideal 9.6 million in firepower and 3.97 million of HP. My opponent right there, let's see his tank. He was kind enough to share it with me. So he deals 8.71 firepower and 3.93 HP. On top of it, he got the skin, so an additional 5% buff. Same power, the Vanguard tank will always have more firepower than the Liberty. Liberty is all speed. All Liberty speed are a bit faster, they roll faster, okay? Vanguard, they're known for their additional firepower, and Martyr's Watch, they're known for their extra durability. So, all the new players out there, this is the main concept of the different camp, right? So, yeah, I have the better benefit. I have a benefit over him in terms of firepower, but this is not the main reason why I took him out easily. The main reason is, drumroll, is buff. It's all buff, guys. And what are those buff? For the new players out there, when you start playing this game, on the map, you will capture some assets, some building that will give you buff. Those buff, it's either HP, like durability, or firepower, or damage, or resistance, whatever. Each building have their own asset. In San Francisco or any level 4 city, it's quite different. Those buffs are only valid inside the city. Sorry. And when you start the map, you start on the edge of the map, like on each corner, and you have to work your way to the core. And while you work your way to the middle of the map, you have to capture some buildings. So the first building you capture is the military lab, which gives you 10% firepower, 10% HP. So if you capture this and your enemy doesn't have it, you start with a benefit, with the edge over your enemy. Then you work your way to the middle, where you capture the fort right there. So the fort will give you a damage resist of 8%, and I think that there are 8 forts in San Francisco, and I think they don't offer the same buff. How about this one? Damage 8%. Then you work your way inside and you reach the blockhouse. The blockhouse, now it gets serious because there are only 4 blockhouse for 8 alliance. So basically, let's say the good side, 4 alliance versus 4, they will take, if they snatch all the 4 blockhouses, then they have a serious edge over the enemy. So this blockhouse have a 12% firepower, the other one have a 12% durability. So anyways, when you capture those assets and you deny those buffs to the enemy, you have a serious advantage. It's not only in this case, we have all the buffs, we have all the buildings, we took the map basically, and those guys, the A27 Alliance, good guys, but they don't have anything. Well, they have a fort, but when the battle happened, they had a fort. They also had the lab right there. They don't have it anymore, but they had it when the battle happened. And that's it. They don't have the blockhouse. So the blockhouse made the difference over them. All right. What else? Well, I'm not going to go through all the buffs in the game, but let me talk about the main one. VIP. VIP is super important, guys. It gives you a lot of benefits. So at VIP 21, I got a troop speed upgrade at 12%. I have a universal firepower bonus of 30%. That is no joke. So if my opponent is not VIP 21, it's going to be a tough battle. What else? My CT post. I'm a Washington Deputy Commander. That gives me a 10% in firepower and 10% in durability. What else? I don't know. Okay. The base skin. When you click on skin, This skin gives me 5% on tank firepower and 5% HP on all troops. When things are serious, I switch to this skin, this one. That gives me an additional 5% firepower of all troops. And when you press on skin set, all the skin you purchase, even though you don't use it currently, those bonuses, they stack in this window. You see everything you got. So it's a lot. All in all, the buffs made the difference in my unit power. Even though you don't see it in game, you see the number 27.4 million, those buffs don't influence this number, okay? So that's why it can be deceiving. Of course, if your enemy has twice the power on the battlefield, even with a lot of buffs, it's going to be very hard. You may not make it alive. But when it's that close, 28.1 versus 27.4, not almost a million over me, I still defeated him quite easily. So guys, I hope that you learned something today. I hope you liked that little one-on-one battle. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Did you like the music in the video? If you do, yes, give me a thumbs up. I will put more music. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.